Welcome back. Now, I have fast forwarded time a wee bit to get to the stage where my peas are ready to be harvested, so I felt like harvesting them. I've got to say it, they don't look the way I expected them to. I've grown peas in real life, though never on a commercial scale, admittedly, and certainly you don't wait until they're all dried and dead looking like this before you pick them. But I'm talking about, planting a few peas for your own home use. So I don't know. Maybe when you're commercially growing peas, you are meant to wait until they all dry up and die and look like that before harvesting them. I don't know. Now, while we're here, I'm just going to show off a new mod that I've downloaded. If you have a look on the front of this tractor, I've got some chains on there that I think look really, really good. Look way better than a normal weight, and they do work as a weight. Although when you download the mod, they're not overly heavy, but it's easy enough to modify that. Now, if you like the look of those chains and you want to add them to the front or back of your own tractors, the mod's called Chains and Cables. So if you just Google FS22 Chains and Cables, you'll find that mod, and you'll be able to download it as well. I really like the look of that mod. So that trailer is only rented, I don't own that, and the harvester up here is also only leased. So we'll go up and jump in the harvester and get going. Now, I want to tell you a funny story about to do with dates and times and things like that. So here in New Zealand, we're in the southern hemisphere, so at the moment it's still winter, although it is now halfway through winter, and right now, just to put things in perspective, it's 9:39 on Saturday morning here. So in Oregon it would be 2:39 Friday afternoon. In New York and Pennsylvania it would be 5:40, so it's just ticked over 1 minute. So 5:40 Friday evening, but we're already in Saturday morning here. And I've got to say, for all the rest of New Zealand, although we're all in summer, all in winter still, for all the rest of New Zealand, it's the 3rd of August. Only for our household, it's actually the 34th of July at the moment. And I'm going to explain to you why. Now, I've got 4 children, and there's a huge range of ages. So the oldest is 29, and the youngest on the 6th of August turns 13. Now, it's funny because my son, who's the second youngest, turned 20 on the 23rd of June. So between the 23rd of June and the 6th of August, I have a 6-week period where I have absolutely no teenage children. And it's the first time in over 14 years I've had absolutely no teenage children. So I'm going to tell you this funny little story, but I want to explain something to you first. So my daughter is just about to turn 13 on the 6th of August, and for any of you that have ever had 13-year-old daughters or anything, you'll know the stage she's at. She's at a stage right now where she wants to be fiercely independent and very, very staunch about it. Got to be staunch in front of all your friends and be seen as being very independent and grown up. But in reality, when she's not in front of her friends and when she's just at home, she's actually still very, very much dependent upon us, as any 13-year-old would be, and not really anywhere near as grown up as she would like to imagine she is. But anyway, being 13 and being a girl, she's reached the stage where she got to the point where she didn't want Dad to tell her that he loves her all the time anymore, because that embarrasses her for me to say I love her. So that's okay. We sat down and we had a discussion, and we pretty well agreed that what I would do instead is I would, when I tease her about things, that's my way of saying to her I love you without actually embarrassing her by saying those words anymore. She understands that, and I understand that. So with the story I'm just about to tell you, if you think that maybe I'm teasing her a wee bit too much, then just remember, that's my way of telling her that I love her. I'm going to try and straighten this back bit up a bit as we go across here, and then I'll go back and get the triangle I missed as a result of doing that. Anyway, so my daughter's about to turn 13, and she's been teasing me about the fact that my 6-week grace period of having no teenagers is just about to come to an end. And she's been doing a countdown because her 13th birthday is very, very exciting to her. In our household, because I've got 4 kids, we don't give them a big party every year for their birthday. So for many years, when they have a birthday, we'll have family come around and we'll have a birthday dinner, but there won't be a big party where they can invite friends from school and things like that. So the way we've always done it is they get a party for their first birthday, which they won't even remember, of course. They'll get a party for their 5th birthday, they'll get a party for their 10th and 13th, and they'll get a party for their 16th and 18th, and we might put some money towards a 21st party if they want one, but the bulk of the 21st one they'd pay for themselves. Yes, that's the way we've always done it in our household. So of course, since she's about to turn 13, she's getting a party, and we're going 10-pin bowling for her party, so she's very, very excited about this. And for the last probably 3.5 weeks, we've been getting a countdown of every morning. Oh, it's only 28 days to my birthday, it's only 27 days to my birthday, and so on and so forth every morning. So I started saying to her, oh, no, actually it's still a whole month to your birthday, because it's July, and we all know that your birthday's not till August. So if it's still July at the moment, and your birthday's not till August, it must be still a whole month until your birthday. So she knows, she can see the fault in my logic and things. She's not stupid, but you know, she had to accept that I was of the impression that it was still a month till her birthday. So come the 1st of August, you can imagine the predictable thing. She rushed in and said to me, Dad, it's only 6 days to my birthday. And I responded, no, it's still a month, a whole month, because it's still July, and your birthday's not till August. She said, no, Dad, today is the 1st of August. I said, no, it's not. It's the 32nd of July. If you don't believe me, just go and have a look at my calendar in the bedroom. Because you know how calendars are, they have a few blank squares after the last day. So I had already prepared in advance for this, and I've got a 32nd, 33rd, 34th and 35th of July on my calendar, and I've absolutely refused to turn it over to the August page yet. Just left it on July. I have already checked that I've got nothing I need to remember, so I use my calendar kind of like a diary. So I have already sort of checked the next page to make sure there's nothing I need to remember for the first few days of August, sort of thing. So yeah, my calendar page is still on July at the moment, and on my calendar today is the 34th of July, which means it's still a whole month till her birthday on the 6th of August. So yeah, that's the funny story I wanted to share with you today. Oh, while I'm here too, if I just bring this up for a second, because I was... Now, which button is it that I need? Okay, it's left shift. Okay, we can do that. Oh, is it on? So, I had talked about this dust bod that I use, and you can see at the moment, because I've got it set to 1.5, which is what I normally have it set at, this combine, if we pull out a wee bit, is probably creating a bit more dust than, well, definitely is creating a bit more dust than you'd normally see on farm sim, and you definitely notice that if I reverse up and reverse into said dust, you can see there. And I did do a demonstration when we popped over to Old Blighty. I did a demonstration using the lawnmower to show you how you can adjust it, but I did promise AK that I would also demonstrate with the combine when we finally got to use a combine about this dust mod. And actually you'll need to wait a moment, because I've just noticed my combine is very, very full, so I better go and empty it into the trailer before I start the next row. Now yes, I know full well that often the combine would stay where it is and the tractor and trailer would come to the combine, rather than the way I'm doing it, where I'm bringing the combine to the tractor and trailer. I'm only doing it this way because the field is so small. If the combine was a long way away, because the tractor's a lot faster and things than the combine is, I would definitely take the tractor to the combine rather than the combine to the tractor. And I've also, of course, just started loading this trailer from the wrong side. I should be facing the other direction on the other side of the trailer really, because the tarpaulin is rolled up on the top of the trailer there on the right hand side, as you can see, and you wouldn't want to get a whole lot of grain caught up in that tarpaulin and waste on the grain can get caught up in the tarp like that. But that's alright, it's done now. Now, I did have one other story that I was going to share as well, which I'll tell you about once I'll demonstrate this dust mod bit first, and then I'll share this other story with you. So let's just go up here. Actually, I'm just going to put this on so I can watch the numbers. Normally I leave the HUD turned off. So, right, left. Okay, so as I explained to AK quite a number of videos ago, but you may remember, you can turn this dust mod up so far with the combine, it actually appears almost as if the combine's caught on fire or something. I've just turned it up, so as soon as it starts, you can see all that dust pouring off it. Now, I've got that turned up to the max of 3, so that's 3 times as much dust as the game would normally generate for this. So if you were wanting to do a story mode where you have a combine fire, and ignoring the fact for a second that I don't own any combines on this farm, that this one is only rented, it is a good way of spending money if you start building up too much money. Because the thing with Farm Sim is that when you're in debt and things, it can be quite an arduous job to work your way out of debt. But once you have finally worked your way out of debt, and you start making serious money, and you actually start making it too quickly, and you don't want to build up a huge bank balance, or I don't want to build up a huge bank balance. So one of the ways you can do it is, I have a few things I do. So if I get a vehicle so stuck that I need to reset it in order to get it unstuck, then I'll actually sell it and buy another one. Even if I'm buying exactly the same vehicle again, I'll just, if a vehicle gets stuck in the game, I treat that as a terminal breakdown. So something went so wrong with it wasn't financially viable to fix it, so you've got to replace it. And that's one way I have of keeping my money from building up too quickly. Not that it's a problem at the moment. As you can see, I've got $23,000 there, and I've still got, I think, about $120,000 left of my $300,000 debt, and that's bearing in mind I did fast forward through a few days to get to August, where I could actually be harvesting my peas here. Let's try them out. Anyway, the other story I want to tell you, my son, who's 20, is looking for a flat to move into at the moment, and my original intention was that I would go with him to the first few flats, because he was a bit nervous about that, so he could see what kind of questions I asked and things like that, and then I'd leave him to it. He could go and look at the other flats on his own. But after this story I'm about to tell you, I'm thinking I might just go to every single flat with him. But something happened on Wednesday, and I was so proud of my son. So he'd found this flat advertised he wanted to go and have a look at. So we jumped in the car and went around there, and as we walked up towards the door, I smelled the very distinct aroma of weed. And most of my listeners, I would imagine, have probably smelt weed before and know exactly what it smells like. It's a very sweet, pungent smell. And we knock on the door, and the guy that answers the door has very bloodshot red eyes. So of course I think straight away, yeah, no, there's no way, absolutely no way I'm letting my son move into this flat. So we had a quick look around, and said thank you very much, and no, we weren't going to take it, and we left. And I said to my son, bearing in mind my son is now 20 years old, I said to him, did you notice a funny smell there? Oh, because he said, Dad, so what do you think of that flat? And I said, no, you're definitely not moving into that flat. He goes, okay, fair enough. And I said, he sort of looked at me quizzically as if, so what was the terrible, awful thing wrong with that flat? So I said to him, did you notice a funny smell there? He said, oh, I did notice something that smelled a wee bit, but I'm not sure what that was. And I sort of thought, my son is 20 and does not recognise the smell of weed. I am so proud of him. Quite frankly, sometimes I think there's something to be said for raising your kids with a fairly sheltered life, and yeah, I just couldn't be more proud of my son for not recognising the smell of weed when he smelled it, and he had absolutely no idea what that was. So that was the other story I was going to share with you today. Now, of course, it says on my map up here on this corner of the screen, it's the 1st of August. But as I said, it's not. It's the 34th of July. I'm not quite sure how to fix that in the game to read the 34th of July instead of the 1st of August, when in reality, of course, it's the 3rd of August here. But, so I think that's all the stories I wanted to share with you today. I do highly recommend, if any of you want to download that chain I've got on the front of that Fiat tractor, to remember the name of the mod is Chains and Cables. So just Google, it's not on the mod hub, but if you just Google FS22 Chains and Cables, then you'll find it. And I'm just about to finish the first field here of peas, and I've got one more field that's behind AK and Fury Machine Gaming's house, and then the harvest of the peas will be done. And I think, from memory, and we will go and double check this in a minute, and I'll just turn off this harvester now that it's done, and I better empty it as well. We're going to have to approach the trailer from the wrong side again, because I haven't got it far enough out from the fence to approach it from the correct side, I'm sorry. Okay. I'll just empty this. I think the grapes are not far off. I think September, I think, is when you can start harvesting grapes. So we will go for a quick run and check up on that in a moment. I'll just put my header back on the header trailer, fold it away. I always fold these out when I'm using them, and fold them up when I'm putting them on a header trailer. I think it looks better and it's probably more realistic doing it that way. So the header trailer, of course, is also just rented, so there's a lot of rented equipment in this field at the moment. I own the Fiat Agri, I own the chains on the front of the Fiat Agri, which work as a weight, and you'll find them in the weight category, but the trailer's leased, the harvester's leased, the header's leased, and the header trailer is leased. So okay, I can't hook up the header trailer until I move that tractor, so I'll just move that back there for a minute and then shut that off. Let's go and have a look at how the grapes are doing. I think we'll just run across, so I didn't bring a motorbike with me or anything down today. And hello Pennsylvania Ploughboy, who's at my farm shop there purchasing some goods, so that's good. That'll help with the income to pay off the overdraft some more. So once we get up here, we're going to have to actually jump a hedge to get in, because I don't want to run all the way up to the gate today. So this is what the vineyard's looking like at the moment. Can you actually? No, you can't actually see any grapes on there yet. I thought you'd be able to see some. Oh yes, you can. There you go. You can see some very small grapes on there, but they're going to get quite a lot bigger yet. So I think next month they're ready to harvest, and I'll be doing that, or at least some of that, online as well, because I know there's people that haven't really done much with the vineyards before and are interested in seeing some more of that. And otherwise we'll call that for today's video. Thank you very much. Bye.